Do you have this person in your life that is constantly making you do things that you really do not want to do, and they even make you feel guilty for not, accepting to do things for them in the first place? For example, they ask for your help and you tell them you're probably busy or you are not interested in doing that thing at that time, and they say things like, oh, so what am I going to do now? You're the only person that can help me with this, but you're the only person that can trust with this information. Oh, since you are busy, let me just, and then you eventually give in and just do what they ask you to do. Or they constantly blame you when you guys have a misunderstanding or an argument in your relationship. They are never at fault, you are always at fault. Then girl, you are being emotionally manipulated. Okay? Hello beautiful ladies, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yemi of Girl to Mom, and this channel is all about inspiring every lady to own their lives, live up to their potentials, and to be the best version of themselves. So if this is your first time visiting this channel, welcome. It is so exciting here, it is so interesting, and it is very informative on this channel. Okay, so please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to turn on your bell notification so that whenever I upload a video you get notified. And to my awesome oldies, my old subscribers, thank you guys for coming back for more videos. I do appreciate you guys. You guys are so today we are going to be talking about how to protect ourselves as ladies so that we don't fall victim of these emotional manipulators, all these emotional. So lately I've been hearing a lot of stories about women and ladies in this situation. I've even seen a lot of videos here on YouTube that women talk about their experiences in this kind of situation, abuse, manipulation. Personally, I empathize with people in this situation, but the way I empathize with people is not that I sit down, I listen to their story and I begin to cry. No, I always feel like I can go back in time and go back to the scenario when it all started and just pull them out of that situation before it really got too deep. Especially with emotional issues, I feel like the pain cannot just affect you, but it affects people around you. So I'm just more of a prevention is better than cure person. Okay? And so that is why I'm making this video today, so that we can be enlightened on how we can protect ourselves from these emotional predators. Let me just say that these are ways that we can prevent ourselves from falling victim of these manipulators. Now, if you are already in the mess, or if you're already in the situation, you are being manipulated, it has even gone too deep, please seek help immediately. Speak to somebody, speak to a psychologist, speak to a therapist, or somebody that can help you. Okay, these are just ways that we can prevent ourselves from falling victim of that mess. If you have been following my channel for a while now, you will know that I like to do a little research on the definition of these terms, especially with sensitive matters like this. I like to do a little research on the definition so that I get the exact meaning of what it is about, okay, before I begin to blab here on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to read out the definition, or the summary of what all the definitions I got really talked about. So emotional manipulation is control, cleverly or undue influence on a person or a situation with the intention to seize power or benefits or privileges at the victim's expense. The manipulator deliberately creates an imbalance of power to exploit the victim to serve his own agenda. So there is an imbalance. Now, I feel like every human being, we all have this tendency to manipulate one another. Now, it's okay if it's a give and take kind of situation where the power is balanced. Let me just put it that way. It's not like one person is exerting excessive control over the other person. They are not trying to guilt trip the other person to do things. It's more of a a relationship, a give and take kind of relationship, and so there is no problem. But when there is when it is emotional manipulation, is when the other person is always trying to exact control on you, influence you to do things that you really do not want to do. You really don't have a say, you really don't have you don't have control over your own emotions anymore. You don't have control over your own decisions anymore. Then I feel like that is the problem, and this is what we are now. Personally, I haven't really experienced this deep level of emotional manipulation, and I would say that maybe it's because I was trained, or I was raised by my father. I was trained by my father, and I would probably go into details or a little bit of that in the video. Okay, it's not like I've not had my own fair share of emotional issues, but they are not just the regular average girl issues. And so in today's video, I'm going to share some of the tips that I've employed and has helped me to protect myself from this kind of situation. So if you are interested in this content, if you want to know more, then please keep watching this video, and I would advise that you watch the video too. So the first thing I would say is that you should be comfortable being alone. We need to learn how to intentionally stay by ourselves sometimes. Now, I know that a lot of people are just scared of being alone, like they must be attached to somebody at every point in their lives. Of course, we all need friends, we need people to share our lives with, which is very important. And I'm not saying that you should be a lonely person. No, I'm not saying that, okay? Being by yourself, not because you're afraid of making friends, or you are not able to make friends, or you're socially awkward, but you are at that level, you're at that point in your life that you can intentionally, remove yourself from some people's lives, stay by yourself for a while, and still be comfortable, and still enjoy your life, and still stay sane, okay? That you are at that point that you don't really need anybody to feel happy within. I feel like these manipulators, they look out for their victims. They look for people they can play the victim card on. They look for people that they can guilt trip. And so if they see that you don't mind being by yourself, you don't mind staying by yourself, you don't send them at all, then they will find their square roots. They will find another they'll find another person to go and manipulate. And so it will not be you, okay? So be comfortable staying by yourself sometimes, so that you are not forced to be by yourself. It's just like, eating a certain food when you are broke versus when you are rich. For example, in Nigeria, you must have drank garri before, I'm sure of that. Drinking garri when you are broke versus when you are rich is a totally different feeling. There are two different feelings. When you are broke and you are drinking garri, you feel like your whole world is crashing, something is wrong with you, like somebody is doing you, one kind of a wicked thing. But when you are rich, when you have money and you are drinking garri, it's different. You feel like you're enjoying yourself, you're just doing it for pleasure, for fun, okay? So it's the same thing with what I'm trying to say here. When you intentionally stay by yourself, sometimes when you now have to stay by yourself, it's not a problem. When you have to detach some people from your life because they are toxic and you're not comfortable being with these people anymore, it's not a problem for you. You just do it with ease. You are still sane, you are still fine, you are still comfortable. It doesn't affect you in any way, okay? So be comfortable staying by yourself. Sometimes it will help you a great deal in life, okay? Now, the second thing is for you to know your vulnerabilities. Know your vulnerabilities. Now, just like being comfortable with yourself alone, you also need to know yourself inside out, especially the things that you are vulnerable to as a person. I believe that every temperament, every human being have things that they are naturally susceptible to, both positive and negative. And so you need to know what yours is, so that you don't hand over your mumu button to anybody subconsciously or consciously. So that you don't give anybody your mumu button to go and be pressing anyhow. For example, you like someone, maybe you respect the way they run their lives, you like their personality, and you show it so much that they begin to look at you and feel like, oh, this person is gullible. Let me tell you, they will use you. Or you're that kind of person that you feel like a lot of people don't really like you. And so when you get this one person that, is showing a little gesture of love or kindness, you are so amazed, you are so impressed that you feel indebted or obligated to this person. And God so help you that these people are not naturally nice people. They will use you, okay? I mean, we all have tendencies to manipulate someone because human beings are naturally selfish. In fact, every relationship begins with selfishness. You see this person, you feel like they suit you, they suit your lifestyle, they suit your personality, and you make friends with them. Abi, let's be honest. Have you ever made friends with someone just because you feel like they need you, or you genuinely want to help them? Come on, let's be real. Maybe 1 out of the 5 friends you have are genuinely in that category. My point is, know yourself and keep your vulnerabilities to yourself. Everybody don't need to know your issues. Nobody needs to know your personal issues. People are not nice anymore. And what you don't even know about yourself, you cannot protect. So know yourself, know your vulnerabilities, and find a way to keep it at bay so that it's not exposed to everybody, and then people begin to manipulate you or emotionally blackmail you into doing. Another thing that can help you is for you to deal with past emotional pain. Now, emotional pain is very deep, and I salute every woman who has gone through this kind of pain by themselves without any professional help. I give them like a big clap. These people are very strong. They are the strongest, no doubt. Okay, emotional pain is very deep, that I feel like it can affect every area of your life. It can affect your self-esteem, it can affect your self-worth, it can affect the way you value yourself, the way you see yourself. I feel like it's even hereditary when it is not dealt with. For example, have you ever really wondered why some people will make the same mistakes that their parents made, especially with emotional issues, emotional related issues? They tend to make the same mistake that their parents make, even when putting a lot of effort into not making that same mistake, but they somehow find themselves making that same mistake. I'm really curious about this thing. I really want to know, because personally I feel like it's emotional pain is hereditary. So let me know in the comment section if you guys have a different opinion as to why people make the same mistakes that their parents made. I'm really curious about this. I really want to know, because I feel like it is emotional pain that was never dealt with, and they raise their own children with that pain, and somehow the children carry over that pain, and they feel like they're dealing with other issues, but they don't know that it is the emotional pain that they are dealing with. And so I'm just trying to say that deal with your past emotional pain, because when you hold on to your pain, it attracts other emotional issues, because it kind of clouds your judgment and your discernment, and so you are just not able to think straight. You're not able to think right. You're not in control of your emotions. Just like the example I gave earlier, that I said that a little gesture of love or kindness, that you take it and begin to blow it out of proportion. For example, if you're in this category, okay, they take this kind of gesture and blow it out of proportion and begin to worship that person, begin to appreciate that person, because they are going through some kind of emotional pain. And so whoever is ready at that point to help them solve that problem, to lift them off that burden, they begin to worship that person. You feel indebted to that person. Maybe they are not even nice in the first place. Maybe they are just predators. Maybe they are just manipulators. Okay, and like I said, you need to look out for the signs of these people, because they are overly kind to people. They use emotional blackmail. Sometimes they make you prove yourself even when it is not convenient for you. And for somebody that is going through a past emotional pain, it is easier for you not to see that this person is using you, because you hold on to that pain, and that pain, just continues to control you. And it is easy for you to hand over the control, your own emotional control, to these people. You give them the control, because even you yourself, you don't have a hold on your emotion. And so what I'm just trying to say is that it is best for you to seek help when you are dealing with an emotional pain. I put up a post on my Instagram page, and I said that a strong lady is a lady that knows her self-worth. She knows when to seek help and when to say no. Okay, so know when to seek help. Don't say you are African and strong, you are Nigerian and strong, you know how to deal with issues. No, seek help and deal with emotional pain. Okay, acknowledge your pain, don't bury it. Seek help. The next tip I'm going to say is that you should set your own standard. Now, this is very important for you as a lady. This is very, very important, and it will save you from unnecessary drama in life. Now, let me tell you, personally, I've had my entire life, I've had freedom. I went to boarding house, and even in my university, I stayed off campus. And even after graduating, even after my NYC, I stayed with my friend. I was staying alone. And I had a lot of family members that were in Abuja at that time. But I stayed with my friend, and my parents were aware, and they were comfortable with it, okay? So I had so much freedom. But I couldn't misuse this freedom, because I had a picture very early in life. I had a clear picture of where I wanted my life to, of what I wanted my life to look like, okay? At a very early part of my life, I told myself that I was never, ever going to be used and dumped by any guy. Like, I would not allow myself to be used and dumped by any guy. And so, in all my dating life, I did all my breakup. See, once I notice any red flag like this, I break up. You forget my birthday, I break up. I break up. You hurt me in the slightest way, I break up. And this is not to say that I wasn't hurt or I didn't get hurt in all my dating experience, but I was kind of in control to, say no to certain things when I didn't want them. And that was because I had a standard. I set a standard for myself. There was a lot of people around me to actually learn from, okay? So I used a lot of people's experiences and my own little knowledge at the time to set a standard for myself. And I keep updating it. When new experiences pop up, I update it. And some of them I wrote down, some of them I did not write. I just told my brain, oh yeah, store this thing, put it in your, permanent hard drive. And so some of them I study in my head so that I don't forget. And you know, every time I kind of go back and look at it and, you know, reset my brain when I'm trying to go off track, when I'm trying to derail from my own standards. So I would say that as a young lady, it is important for you to have your own standard, okay? However you want to create it, whatever you need to create your own standard, please find it and create your own standard so that you are able to know when someone is trying to exploit you, or when somebody is trying to cross the boundary, or when somebody is trying to manipulate you. If you don't have a standard, there is nothing that you are going to use to measure up when somebody is going offline for you. Because what I will call manipulation may be different from what you call manipulation. Maybe you can take everything, but you need to know what you can take and what you cannot take, okay? So set a standard for yourself, set a standard for your life, and make sure that you write it down so that you can, you know, go back to it and reset your brain when you when you kind of forget or when you are going offline, okay? So it is important for you to have your own standards, write it down, and constantly review it so that you are updated. And this brings me to my the last tip I have for you guys is to take the courage to say no when necessary, okay? It is important that you are able to say no when you really do not want to be in that situation. No matter how deep you are in that relationship, or no matter how much you have sacrificed, or no matter how many people are looking up to you, please say no. Say no when you have had enough. Say no when you cannot take it anymore. Say no when you don't want to do something for somebody. Take the courage to say no. I know that saying no is difficult sometimes. I'm not saying you should never say yes to people. I'm not saying you should not do things for people, but I'm saying that when it is out of your control, when it is not convenient for you, when you don't feel like it, especially when the person is trying to use your head. In Nigeria, we say use your head. Especially when the guy is trying to use your head or manipulate you, please say no, okay? You do yourself a whole lot of good when you say no to certain things in your life. Lots of people end up in abusive relationship just because they didn't take the courage to say no when it started off as manipulative behaviors. I know these people will sometimes tell you not to say something, don't tell anybody because it will ruin the fun, or because they said they will kill you, they will kill themselves. They kill yourself now. Who you help? And you begin to hear things like the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Who told you? That's a lie. The devil you know is a devil. That's his nature, is a devil. And the angel you don't know, you will never know because you are wasting time with the devil, okay? Or you are in the relationship, you are the one giving. They're always demanding from you and you are giving. Do this for me, do that for me. Please take the courage to say no. So let me just do a quick summary of everything I've talked about in this video because I know that I've talked a lot, okay? So the first thing I said is that you should be comfortable staying by yourself, okay? So that nobody can mess you up. And then the second thing is for you to know your vulnerabilities. And then the third thing is for you to deal with past emotional pain. I don't know why I show so much emotion when I'm talking about emotional pain because it's actually deep. Okay. So the third thing is for you to deal with past emotional pain and then set your own standard. Finally, take the courage to say no when necessary. It is very important. That's it, guys. That is all for today's video. Please, if you really enjoyed this video and you found everything I said in this video very informative and valuable, please don't forget to give me a like, okay? Give me a thumbs up and also share with your friends. Tell people about this channel. If you are not already subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you never miss an upload from me. And also, I don't want you guys to forget to leave me a comment. Let me know if you feel like, you know, people making the same mistake their parents make is hereditary, or if it's related to emotional pain. Please let me know. I'm really interested in this topic. I really want to know, okay? I would love to hear from you guys as well, and I know that other people will learn from you as well in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you for all your love, your support. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You are awesome, okay? You are awesome. Thank you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Please stay safe and enjoy your week. Bye bye. They'll tell you that friendship is for inconveniences. Friendship are for inconveniences. Please, excuse me, I don't hear. Inconvenience what?